This is a Headgum podcast.
Hey bitch, what is your whole deal? Hey bitch, just tell us how you feel. You wished for a sign from above. Well, here's a podcast about boy sex, fucking, dating, and love. Seek treatment if you're boring as fuck. Seek treatment if you're unlucky in love. Seek treatment if you just can't take a hint. Well, seek treatment with Kat and Pat.
Hey,
it's Mrs. Kitty Cat.
and it's Pat, and this
This
is
is
Seek
Seek
Treatment,
Treatment, a
a
podcast
podcast about
about
boys,
boys,
sex,
fucking,
dating,
dating,
and
and
love. Oh my God, we're live with this video with a dear friend, so special.
Who I just met, who is
Oh my
now my
God.
dear friend, so special to
That's
me.
You
right.
know him from Hacks, you know him from Drag Race, I think, right?
That's right.
And you know him from Ugly Bee when I first came to know you.
Oh
Ugly
my
Bee.
goodness.
Ugly bee.
Please welcome to the studio, Mark Indelicato. Hi,
Put your ears
Mark.
open for Mark
Hi,
Indelicato.
guys.
How the hell are you, Mark?
I'm doing
wonder-
great.
I almost wonder
Guess what's going on with me, you guys?
what
Guess what I have? The common cold.
you
Oh
do
my
have the
God, same.
Do you really? It's horrible.
I've been on
It's-
my oil of oregano shit,
Oh.
because I live in Los Angeles, so I
Of
would
course.
never take a Dayquil.
No.
Oh,
I'm
my-
chock full of this stuff right now because I'm in
the
Texas.
I'm the face of the Quill community.
You literally do need to be sponsored by Quill.
That's
Be it day or night.
right.
My friend is a quill head.
I'm a Quilly.
Look at this.
now-
No, it's like coming out of my eyes, my nose. It's been since what day is it? Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's
Monday.
I felt it. Let me tell you this. I felt a tickle Thursday. So we're talking Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, day 5.
I've been
Come on.
sleeping for 3 days.
Oh my
Oh,
God, Mark Indelicato.
I took
I'm
a shower
envious.
for the first time today in 3 days.
Did it
Oh,
help?
No,
You seem good. You
Like-
seem bright eyed.
thank you. I put some makeup on.
You look gorgeous.
Thanks.
What's going on with you?
Okay, well, I'm suffering from debilitating writer's block right now, but I know
Book
that it will
style?
pass. All style, just all style. Having writer's block. I used to get really frustrated as a child with the term common cold because I was kind of like, what do you mean?
This isn't
Like, is there
common.
I know, or it's like, is there others? I thought there was there was the implication of some other sort of like rare thing or something.
This is the bubonic plague.
Oh my God, it is worse than I thought.
You
What does
know?
yours feel like, Mark? Are you having a chest rattle?
It's a chest rattle, but I don't know if that's
Yeah.
from smoking too. You know what I mean? I don't know if
You
the
smoke cigs?
wheezing is. I mean,
Mhm.
sometimes it's as bad as that I'll have the jewel in my hand with a cigarette in my other hand. So I'm not really, batting 100 as far as my lung capacity is concerned.
Totally.
Does it hit different, Jewel and Sig?
Yeah, I mean, I think that like cigs, I live in an apartment, so I don't really like to smoke cigs that much. But my guy likes to kiss me after I've smoked a cigarette. So
I
it's
totally
kind
get
of,
that.
there's
I get
something
that
like
so
sexy to
much.
him about it.
It
I also
is
like the
sexy.
sound and the feel, like the crackle of the flame.
I like the taste of it all.
I just
but-
but a jewel is, I mean, the vapes are, it's bad because you can do it anywhere. And guess what? I
Right.
am smoking on the plane.
Oh
Sorry.
Are
my
you
God.
smoking on the plane? Are you smoking on the plane?
No, I
New
didn't
know that
segment. Are you smoking on
happened.
the
I'm not
New
plane?
like,
segment.
I'm not like
I
huffing.
didn't
I'm
know-
not like, I'm
I've
not
seen it on a
huffing.
few
I won't be
posts.
caught. But I do a good job.
I, I do these sprays and I ordered 10 packs of 2. These nicotine sprays. I've never seen this before. They're always
Wait,
like a
what
mint
is that,
flavor.
Pat?
It's Nicorette Quick
New
Mist.
segment. What is that, Pat?
It's
What is that,
Nicorette
Pat?
Quick
What is that,
Mist.
Pat?
A starlet told me about it, and it's like nicotine that you just spray under your tongue.
Okay.
And did I ever tell you about when I accidentally boofed it?
What?
Well, now you're
I
going to have
accidentally-
to.
I accidentally boofed this.
Go on. Go on.
But it's almost too disgusting of a story. But I was gonna hook up, and I was like douching. I was essentially preparing, and I also had sprayed this in my mouth. And so then I wanted to check how things were going, and I wet my finger in my mouth, and then checked if I was ready to have anal sex. And there was still nicotine in
You
my
put
mouth.
nicotine in your asshole.
And I will say it hit different.
Were
It
you
was like
like,
unbelievable. Yeah,
Was it
it's
like kind of good?
it was
it was
unbelievable.
probably
To the point where
euphoric. Are
I'm
you
like,
kidding?
I'm like fighting a constant battle to not intentionally boof Nicorette quick miss.
Who needs to
You
boof cocaine
should.
when you could boof your Nicorette?
I know.
Oh my
Boofing.
god.
Yikes.
Now-
I've like never even heard that word. Am I so stupid?
Oh, it's just when you put drugs up your butt because the membrane's like quite thin, so it all hits you quite hard.
Yeah.
They do that on Industry.
Oh,
My friends on Industry do that. I've never done it, but I'm open to it. You guys, maybe in my 30s, my mid 30s.
yeah, in your mid 30s, you're gonna boof.
You start boofing in your mid-30s. That's why.
My Dayquil is up my ass.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm also dying. I'm home. I'm home in Texas visiting my family, and my dad's like fully doing work in the next room, and I'm literally screaming, "I'm gonna shove Dayquil up my ass."
Oh my
Well,
god,
or
he's
my
gotta get
job.
used to it. He's raising an artist.
Yeah.
She's gonna boof
par
and
for
talk
the
about it on a
course, babe.
podcast. She's gonna start boofing at age 35.
Let them.
You raised an artist in the dark by lore.
That's right.
You're gonna regret the day you kissed a writer in the dark.
I'm in just like a funk, of course.
Why?
You know why.
Oh yeah, I've been
But
thinking
like
about you.
I'm just in like a funk, but I'll be free from it soon, I'm sure, because that's how these things tend
Is
to
this
work.
private or something that has been shared on the pod before?
It's private, but I discussed with you actually
Oh,
our last discussion.
okay.
It was discussed.
when did
yeah,
y'all last see each other?
We saw each other at the Housewives party, and I'm like, we have to just get into it because Mark.
That's right.
So
dropped
Mark,
some
you
things
just wrapped
Mark-
season 4. Is that great?
Yes.
That is so amazing.
I'm like,
Is it the best ever?
it's the best ever. It's literally like, I thought that it couldn't get like better, or I couldn't get back to a place with like a cast and a crew the way that Ugly Betty was, because it's like they
Yeah.
always tell you like, don't get used to this because like for the most part,
Yeah.
everyone hates each other when you're working together, and there's like
Damn.
weird competition and like Hollywood bullshit and blah, blah, blah. And I just like don't feel like that on Hacks. It's the closest I've gotten. But it's
That's
different, but it's
amazing.
the same. You know what I mean? It's so
Totally.
similar.
Well, also, you were a child on Ugly Betty, so it would be crazy if America Ferrera was mean to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you'd be surprised. Like back in the day,
Yeah.
you were allowed to be mean to kids.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Do you know?
So America Ferrera would have been well within her rights. To absolutely
She could have
trash.
eviscerated me.
Wait, so I'm dying to ask Mark our question.
But first, I just have to say, like, because it's going to be a huge bury the lead moment. Like, we just have to acknowledge the elephant, Mark. Tell
What?
Catherine before we get into the question, just so we know where we're driving towards.
Oh, I'm engaged?
He just got engaged.
Mark.
Bling, bling,
Let me see it.
bling,
Let
bling,
them
bling,
let them get engaged.
bling.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
I know.
Can you do you feel comfortable sharing the story with us on air, live on
Sure.
air?
I mean, I was actually talking to my fiance yesterday.
Say
which
that.
is like it's so like trite to say it. I feel
Are
like
you French?
like it's just so it feels
Have you spent time in France?
Yeah, I mean, I have actually, Pat. Thank you so much for asking. No, it feels so great to say it, but it feels kind of like, okay, girl. Like you
Yeah.
have a fiance, you know?
No,
you do.
enjoy it. Milk
Like,
it.
you do.
Milk it for all it's
Honestly,
worth.
You're lucky you don't call him your betrothed.
Wait.
Well, not yet.
Now, wait.
Not
Now,
yet.
hold on now.
But betrothed, it means engaged.
I thought it
My
meant
betrothed.
It means
wedded.
with intent to be married.
Oh my god, my
Yeah. So,
betrothed.
My betrothed.
Your betrothed.
Oh, no.
You
He's-
spoke to your betrothed.
He's gonna get
before the
home tonight. I'm
podcast.
gonna be like, I'm so happy you're my betrothed. You're like, what?
So what's his
Have you
deal?
met my betrothed?
What's his name, sign, social security number?
His name is David.
Oh my gosh.
He is luckily one of the first things I loved so much about him was that he was not on social media, and that he
Yes,
was
David.
and that he was
amazing.
not an actor, and he was not in entertainment, and he surely wasn't a fucking agent or something even weirder. Because you know what? What I
Yes.
would like to say before we dive into this is that like everyone says how horrible it must be to like date an actor, and we're kind of in this weird space of like that we're these like lepers or something, and how bad it must be to date an actor. Do you know what's worse than dating an actor? Dating an
What?
agent.
I know, but can I
Wow.
say,
Dating
can I
a
say something?
publicist.
I never have. I never
Dating
Can I
have.
say
an
something?
entertainment lawyer. Dating
That's like
they're the
yes,
worst.
Say it.
I know, but I
Pat.
have to say this. I have to say this. Well,
What?
for one, I matched with my friend's agent on Raya, and we matched. And then on Raya, you have 10 days to talk once you match, or it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
We matched 10 days ago, but I neither of us reach out.
Because like
I
you don't
unmatched.
want to
We
do
match again.
that.
We match again. 10 days go by.
No.
We match again, and I told my manager, I was like, I keep matching with beep on Raya, and like I know he's beep's agent, but like I don't know. We just don't say anything to each other. And then I don't think my manager said anything. But then like the next day, he said, "Hey, how's your weekend?"
How's
didn't
your
res-
weekend?
I didn't respond. Did
Pat.
I?
Good
Did I,
for you,
love?
Pat.
But I don't know. But here's the real thing I was trying to say.
Mm.
There's this gay guy who's in the Hacks family on the behind the scenes, and he is kind of an exec type guy, and he has a boyfriend who's same sex as him, by the way.
Okay. I'm
And
listening.
they met, and the boyfriend's a writer. I go, how'd you meet? They go, general meeting.
No.
They met. They found love in a
Well,
hopeless
that's
place.
how-
That is what Rihanna's "We Found Hope, We Found Love in a Hopeless Place" is about. Is
A
meeting your
general
partner in general.
meeting.
On the Sony lot.
Yeah.
We found
See,
love
like
on the Sony lot.
no.
But I'm never finding love on generals.
How did you meet David, Mark?
I met David on Hinge, which
That
is somehow less cringe than meeting in a general.
Whenever I'm on stage now and I ask couples, how'd you meet? Every single person says Hinge. It is the
because
only
it
way.
is
We're
really
sponsored now.
it is the only dating app. First of all, on Raya, I got off of it because it is all industry people, or they're
Yeah.
like
Right.
in like Copenhagen or something.
They're all in Copenhagen.
Like,
or
Let
you know
that.
what I mean? They're like
Let
in
that.
But also-
Amsterdam. Like okay,
But I would rather
never
you
mind.
be agent. I would rather you be in the industry than someone where I'm like, and this will sound, I'm sure, classist, but where I'm like, how'd you get on Raya? I don't get it. You know what I mean?
But see, I don't like that whole the exclusivity of it in general is cringe.
Okay, Mark.
Pat, come on.
But okay, wait, about this, but Hinge, it's like Hinge. I just can't seem. There's no one cool on Hinge.
It's
No offense.
Well,
to-
David was on
you got-
Hinge,
You
Pat.
got it. You
David.
got it. No, you got it. You have to work for it. You have to go
Wow.
and you have to, it's not even kiss a lot of frogs. You have to swipe a lot of frogs. You have to say no, no, no.
Okay, well,
Sometimes
this is
the
huge. I have
algorithm will
11
get, kind of cute
I have
for
11
you.
likes on Hinge right now.
See?
Okay, this person's 5'11". Okay.
You know.
No, what is
What about David's profile? Were you like, okay, I'm
this is
listening?
not it.
Well, first of all, he speaks 4 languages.
Oh my God.
He worked in he used to work for FEMA, and in disaster response.
Oh my
And so, and
goodness.
I went to
So
school.
heart of gold.
I went to college for international relations. So I was like, oh, we have like something to talk
know.
about. And then he
So you
just
said
seemed
that's-
like a very wholesome person. And the thing I like about Hinge is that you can get a sense of it's the closest on a dating app, right? That you can get a sense of someone's personality or sense of humor or lack thereof based on the ways in which their profile is structured. If you're leaving
I
a voice
know,
note, on Hinge, you can put
Yeah.
you can leave a automatic no.
No.
Why?
Really,
Some
but
of
don't
them
you
I
think the
find
voice is so-
charming.
No.
Don't you think the voice is so important to the
Yeah.
eroticism of everything?
Yes, but I would rather see that in person. I want to
Right.
see, I want quippy answers to questions.
No,
I
no,
like
because
that. That's what I like.
okay, that's okay.
I don't want y'all
Now,
fighting
guess-
on the podcast.
now
The
guess what,
tension is
though?
unbearable.
But guess what? Right before I met David, I was dating this other guy that had the most, I thought he was going to be the funniest guy, whatever. He had these quippy answers. And then you get into a room with someone that it's like, oh, you thought about these answers so much.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
you're not
They
who you
hired a
say
team
you
of
are.
writers.
No,
I know, but
see.
But
Right.
also, people get nervous on dates. You have to
Sorry,
people
everyone.
get so nervous on dates. But I guess if you dated him a couple times, then it's sort of
yeah, we were dating for a little bit, and then it just kind of fizzled out because I was I started to be okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna settle because I
Wow.
want a boyfriend, and this dude was just I don't whatever. He was a dick.
Yeah.
So then I was like scrolling through, matched with David, and I was like at this point going on like dates. Like I was serially dating because
Yeah,
that's
what I
just-
wanna be,
I
I
was
guess.
just serially dating. Like I was going on dates with like 2-3 guys a week. Just
Wow.
like and
you
all
were putting in the hours.
all from
All from
Hinge. I mean, I
Hinge?
was set up a few times and that seemed to be even fucking worse. Because it's
Yeah.
like when your friend sets you up with someone, you're like, oh my God, well, of course they must be great. And then you're like, no.
And you're like, what does this say about me and how
and
my friend sees
then,
me?
yeah, my first date with David, we went and like got tacos and we were like close to my house and he was like, we like hit it off really well and just, had great conversation. And I found him to be really attractive. And then I was like, I don't know why I had like, a margarita or 2.5.
Of
And
course.
and I was
Spiced
like,
rum?
Tahine rim,
Of
obviously.
course.
And then I was like, are you handy? And he was like, is that a euphemism? And I was like, no, I bought this TV stand for my bedroom TV and I just wanted to know if you could put it together for me. And he was
that's
like,
so hot.
oh yeah, like I love a project. And
Oh
so
my God.
we picked up a few beers, like kissed on the street, went back to my house. He's literally setting up the TV stand in my
This is
bedroom.
Oh my
heaven.
I'm
God.
just laying on the bed. We're talking, like nothing like overtly sexual. I mean, of course there was sexual chemistry. And then he
And was that the day that he proposed?
it wasn't because I was the one that proposed to him.
Oh, you just proposed.
And then we and whatever. It seemed so wholesome, even though we were like in my bedroom, but he was like putting something together for me. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so your love language is acts of service,
I know.
Ooh.
which we love.
It's cool when someone does something like that for you.
Yeah, because one of mine is acts of service as well. Like I love like cooking for people and like even in a platonic sense. So then we just kept seeing each other and then our proposal story is like so not it. Like it was just we were like I had my dad's wedding ring for a really long time and he was just like, take it. Like he's a straight man. He wears one of those like fucking rubber bands around his finger, My parents
Your dad?
my dad, like they've been
Your
married.
dad is straight. You're outing your dad.
My dad
You're like,
is
David's
straight.
a straight guy. He
Yeah.
just wears
Could you
who
imagine?
cares? Whatever.
Yeah,
He's building shit.
I flipped him. And because that's a thing that can happen, I guess.
If through a glitch in the system, Hinge served you him.
Yeah.
You said yes.
So
he was like,
then
well, now I have to go.
We're just like one night I like have my jewelry box on the side of my on my nightstand and I just saw it was like peeking out and I just looked at David and I was like, I love you. And he was like, yeah, I love you too. And I was like, no, like I love you. Mind you, we're like watching like 2020 in like sweatpants and boxers, like laying in my bed. At which I'm like, that is my idea of a romantic night.
Me too.
And I just like got up, took the ring and went around the other side of the bed and was like, hi, got on one knee and was like, do you want to get married? Or no, I didn't say that. I was like, I love you so much and like blah, blah, blah. And I'm like holding the ring out and he's like, what are you asking me right now? And I was like, isn't it clear? And then I go, take this. And he was like, are you asking me to marry you? And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And he was
He
like,
needs it in writing.
he was like, yeah, oh, yes. And then we woke up in the morning and he thought that I was joking.
oh
my
my
God.
God. He thought it was a gag.
No, he thought that it was like, he thought that we were going to like
April
wake up.
Fools, it's April Fool's.
He was
It was
leaving.
a gag.
He was leaving to go to work and he was like, should I leave this here? I was like, no, that's yours. That's the whole point. Am I crazy right now?
You wake up, he's left it there because he thinks it's a joke, but you think you've had like the most dramatic breakup ever.
I literally-
It's like, he left the
yeah,
ring.
I
He
was
left
like-
the ring on the counter.
I was
He left
like,
the ring on the
that was the
counter.
most romantic night of my life. So
I'm so excited about Good Wipes, you guys.
Oh my God, tell me about it.
I know. Well, okay, listen. Good Wipes will elevate your everyday hygiene with premium wipes that deliver superior clean that no toilet paper can match. We all hate to have kind of dry toilet paper kind of like not cleaning us the way we would like.
Yeah, and especially because Good Wipes are infused with soothing botanicals like aloe, vitamin E, and chamomile. They're gentle enough for sensitive skin, yet powerful enough to leave you feeling fresh, confident, and completely clean.
They smell amazing. Safe for sensitive skin, by the way.
with a variety of scents that everyone will love. Rosewater, Shea Cocoa, lavender, cedar, plus the newest edition, Botanical Bliss.
They're super soft and they feel so much better than other wipes. You guys, they feel amazing.
Plus, can I say this? I'm so sorry, but they're actually flushable.
Yes.
Like, they're literally made with plant-based fibers, so they break down easily. Plus, they're free from harsh chemicals, parabens, and dyes. So if you want to upgrade your restroom ritual, you can grab Good Wipes at Target, Walmart, Kroger, and most local grocery stores. That's a special offer for Seek Treatment listeners. Good Wipes is giving you your first pack for free. Buy any package, text them your receipt, and get reimbursed almost immediately.
For more details, head to goodwipes.com/seektreatment. Again, that's goodwipes.com/seektreatment to snag a free pack of Good Wipes.
Woo! Oh my God, y'all. It's officially spring. Thank God. We're finally coming out of hibernation and we're going to be traveling around the U.S. much more frequently. When I travel around the U.S., I like to check out booking.com.
Me too. And a reason that I do is because of the wide variety of states.
Totally.
Booking.com makes it easy for you to find and book the right stay for you. We're always wondering, what's the right stay for me? What's the right stay for me? Well, booking.com makes it easy to find the right stay for you.
And spring also marks the beginning of baseball season, which I am so excited about. You guys know I love to hit that ball with the bat. And guess what? Booking.com is the official accommodation partner of MLB.
And so when I go to a baseball game, by the way, I think that one of the best parts is when the whole stadium sings a song that we all know and love together. And so we have an extra special version of that song for you today.
Take me away to your cabin. Take me to your hotel suite. Buy me a spa day. Let's swim in the pool. All of these U.S. cities are so cool. So it's book me a big trip. I can't wait to see where we stay. 'Cause it's always so fabulous during our little getaways.
The right stay can make you a fan of any U.S. city. Book today on Booking.com site or app. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Booking.com wants to help make you a fan of any U.S. city with a chance to win $1,000 in Booking.com travel credit. Head to the Booking.com Instagram page at Booking.com and check out our sweepstakes post for more details.
No purchase necessary. Eligibility requirements. Open to U.S. residents 18 and older. Promotion period from March 26 to April 13, 2025. Where to find full official rules? All rules are available in the caption of the sweepstakes post.
Wait, what was I just gonna say? Wait, there was something that all made me think of, but I'm counting remembering it. I'm canting remember it.
So where do you want to get married?
Well, David doesn't care, and I think that that's a really good quality.
David doesn't care.
David doesn't care.
Wait,
That's
I
right.
have to say something that happened. I get
What?
this is completely non sequitur, but something crazy happened to me. I went to Antico, this small Italian restaurant, like
Okay.
a week ago. I was with two friends. It's very small. All of a sudden, like halfway through the meal, these two people walk in. There's like some people behind them, whatever, and they're just being taken to their table. We look up. The two people are Beyonce and Jay-Z.
No. What?
It's so
No.
crazy.
Wait, what? How is that the
Thing.
first thing you said?
Well, it's
This
just
was
'cause I've been
last
seeing
week?
This was yesterday was the 1 week anniversary of it.
Stop. You sat next to them and had dinner?
And so they were sitting like literally 10 feet away. It was
Who were
like
you
there was probably
with?
30 people. I was with Claudia and Cole, actually.
Oh my God.
And it was like just
I don't know if I
crazy.
would be able to
Like,
like
Imagine
stay,
how gagged
though.
they were to
Well-
see you three.
well,
They were
it's just
like,
like-
oh my God, that's Cole Escola.
and like you couldn't look, obviously. So it was just like sitting there.
I
you're
would've-
looking
I
at
would've had
other
to leave.
people, and you just know all 30 people are having the same experience of like just being like, don't look, and just like looking at each other
the
like
most famous people on planet Earth. That's
Yeah, and
crazy.
they seemed happy. Like there's no reason for them to be going. I always like sometimes wonder is there is a marriage of
Right,
business
right,
and like
right.
an
Well,
agreement
yeah, it
and whatever.
obviously is. And I also think that she would do herself a favor to start making moves now.
Mhm.
I know, but I have to say, it's like even for marriage or business, they don't have to go to a small Italian restaurant.
You said
on
they
a
were
Sunday
having an
night.
electric, if it was a business meeting, it was quite flirty.
It wasn't like PDA or anything, but they just seemed at peace with each other. They seemed like, I mean, they
What'd they
just were
eat?
enjoying a meal. That was what I couldn't see.
Oh God.
And you couldn't look, but it must be pasta.
Sure. What'd you have? I'm equally
I-
as interested in that.
Yeah.
I had pasta. I eat a lot, but I'm changing my training to a person
Well, I
called
have
Brock.
heard that. Everyone's talking about that.
Brock is 32. He's straight. He has 2 daughters. He lives in
I mean, with a name
Austin,
like Brock,
Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
everyone from
but then
Australia is named Brock.
I know.
totally.
Brock and
I know.
Sheena.
Brock. Oh my God.
Did you
We
see?
can't. We
Did you
cannot
see
even go
Sheena?
down that rabbit hole right now, please.
Did you see her on the masked ass?
Yes, she is bat. She
Yeah.
she is bat.
Oh yeah. I want.
Well,
I
you
want
know,
success
Mark,
for
I
her.
just started watching. I'd never seen Beverly Hills Housewives, and I just started from the beginning. And we just got to the episode where Sheena shows up as Brandi's ex's mistress.
Where Brandi calls her a whore to her face at Sir.
Yeah, well, guess what? Guess who I hate? Brandi. She's so awful.
Don't worry, you'll
totally.
lean in. You'll lean in.
Oh, really?
When you
Okay,
decide
okay.
when
No,
you decide that Kyle Richards is an actual pig, that's when you're
Oh
gonna
my
get.
god, no!
Yup.
But she was the
Yup.
way she got involved in
Mark.
Kim. She could have killed Kim. But how Brandi was acting, she could have killed Kim Richards.
Yeah, I mean, but Rinna almost stabbed her with a. I don't
I'm
want to
not
give
there
anything
yet,
away. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I haven't met Miss Rinna.
So
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
have
sorry.
the opposite
I won't. See,
experience
this
with
is why we
Brandi.
can't go down this rabbit hole.
But up
Yes.
top, Brandi is like, she's just a nightmare.
But
anyways,
guess
we'll see
what?
what
She
So
happens.
was
I thought when
earning her
Brandi first-
paycheck to then
Yeah, you're
continue
right.
on. What else
You're
does
right.
Brandi have? You know what I
I
mean?
thought when
She's got
Brandi
she's got to
first-
make
yeah.
something happen.
I feel
I thought
you.
when Brandi first came round, she actually was a fun, refreshing breath of fresh air, and then she really,
For like
lost me. Did you
one
get to
episode.
Catherine, are you on season 4 yet?
No,
with
I'm on
Carlton?
season. I'm on season
exci-
3.
I'm excited for you to meet Carlton.
Who is
who's
that?
She's only on it for 1 season. She's like, I mean, I haven't watched that season since it
It
aired.
is
And
so
does this-
good. She calls Kyle a bigot. It's a whole thing.
Oh my god.
No, isn't that Joyce? Or just
no, that's
Carlton?
Carlton.
Oh, because she's Wiccan by trade.
cool. Let me ask you
Anyways.
this. Oh wait,
Okay,
what is
now
this?
should we do the question?
Well, I was going. Oh my god, Tavi says Carlton is in the Housewives Hall of Fame. Wait.
100%.
Yes, I think it's time because I'm dying to know. Mark, we only ask one question on this pod. It's who were you?
Who are you?
Who are you? And who do you
And
wanna
who
be?
do you want to be?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, fuck. I wish I would have had. I wish I
Fuck
would have
my
had a little bit of
God.
Hinge type of preparation for this.
Where did you grow up?
Where are you from?
I grew up in.
how was that like?
I grew up in Philadelphia. Until I was 11, and then I got Ugly Betty. So then we moved to
Oh.
LA.
Wait,
How did
does
that
a
go
young
down?
How does a young boy living
How
inside
did you say
the Liberty
mommy and
Bell?
daddy? I'm a star.
So
I
I lived
a young
inside
boy
the
living
Liberty
inside
Bell.
the Liberty Bell.
That's
You're
right.
eating a Philly cheesesteak. You're
I'm-
chomping down.
That's well.
Saying go birds,
Go EAGLES Eagles, and also by the way, literally go Birds, Super Bowl champions. Thank you. No, I was like basically. I guess the funniest story is that like I was never good at sports, and my grandma was like, it was still around like when you just called gay boys eccentric. Like he's eccentric, he's artistic. And put him in acting classes, because I was
Yeah.
like flitting around doing whatever gay shit. And because I'm sorry, musical theater is gay. And
Totally.
like I'm
What if
not
I was
gonna
like, how dare you?
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna sit here and say that even the straight
No,
guys
we
in
can't do
musical
that.
theater haven't sucked a dick. Like just be
Totally.
real.
Yeah.
And then
musical theater is at least holds a hole.
you know what I'm saying? Like, please.
Mm.
Like everyone just be for real for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just took
People
acting
they
classes.
can't.
Took acting classes like as like my extracurricular activity because like my parents were
Mhm.
like, you have to have something that you're like doing outside of school. I met my manager to this day there, and then
Oh my
she
God.
would
Oh my
like
God.
send me on auditions, and like I don't know, I just went
From
and like
Philly.
from Philly we would
you
go
to LA?
we would go to
or
New
send in a tape.
No, we would go to New York. We would take the New Jersey Transit, me and my mom, or me and my dad, because both my parents worked full time, and go to New York for like an hour
Wow.
and like go on these auditions. And then, I got the audition for Ugly Betty, auditioned for it 8 times. And
Oh my God.
It's crazy what they make you do.
Oh God, 8
That's crazy
times
how they
is
make you
really
do
could
it.
you
wild.
imagine?
Yeah.
It was a huge
Yeah.
inconvenience for me at 11. And then I got the show, and then we shot the pilot in New York, and then I moved to LA, and then we moved back to New York.
Wow.
for the last 2 seasons. And
Did
then
your fam go to LA with you?
my mom did, and then who had like never been to Los Angeles before.
Wow.
And we stayed at what were then the Oakwood Apartments, the very
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
famous, storied
God.
Oakwood Apartments, now called, I don't know, something else. And then, yeah, when the show was canceled, we moved back to LA. I finished high school, and then I moved back to New York for college. And then I became addicted to cocaine.
Really? In New
Yes!
York?
Where? How'd it go down?
I mean, I was friends with just these, these like
Yeah.
kids that grew up in New York, club party kids, and we were just going out to clubs with fucking promoters and shit when we were like, 8. I was like just 18. And I was like,
Wow.
and I also at the time was addicted to the movie Factory Girl. I manifested drug addiction for myself because I was like, I want to be Edie Sedgwick. How glamorous.
Yeah.
And then when there's almost kind of like an intervention that needs to happen where it's like, hey, you're going to like drop out of college and stuff. I got my shit together. I don't know.
Wow.
And just kind of,
Did you drop out
Wow.
of, did you have to drop out of school?
no, I graduated with a 4.0 GPA, darling.
Let's fucking
Sometimes
go,
cocaine can be
bitch.
helpful
and
for that
got
kind of
well,
stuff.
and also when you're young, the bounce back. I was like, I could be
Totally.
up for 48 hours and like go and actually retain information from school.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you had a brief stint as a party boy,
Brief
then you got back
stint,
on,
brief
back on the
stint.
path.
How and why did it end?
Did I what?
How and why did it end?
Because I woke up one day and was like, okay, you value your education. Like you can't, because then you start
Yeah.
to see like as I got into my early 20s, I was like, ooh, we're like out with like 40-year-old cokeheads. And like
Yeah,
as a
it's not
And that's
cute.
not okay.
and like as a 30-year-old man now, even seeing like that when you're 18 with like 30-year-olds that are still
Yeah.
doing like that kind of like that shit, you're like, ugh, it's ugly. Like it's gross. I thought
Yeah.
it was glamorous at the time because I'm like,
Mm.
wow, like you could afford to buy these drugs. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Um,
What do you think about me being 36?
well, David's 36.
I know.
There's worse things to be.
Totally. At 37.
I mean, David's going to be 37 in August.
What's
Oh my
David's? Is David a
God.
Leo?
David is a Leo, as are both of my parents. So I know exactly what to
Wow.
do.
And what
over
about
here.
you?
I'm a Cancer,
Beautiful.
Wow.
but I've got like
So
I'm a
that's June. That's June.
July, middle of
July.
July. But I'm
One
a
time
Scorpio rising.
Patty's
I'm a Scorpio rising and a Scorpio moon, so I can go toe to toe with a
Oh,
Leo.
beautiful.
interesting. One time Patty Stanger said that cancers make amazing lovers and know every nook and cranny.
I would,
Oh my
you know
God.
what? I'm gonna go ahead and say Patty Stanger is very much right. I'll
I'm
go as
gonna go
far as
ahead
say
and
David
say
is very satisfied. Let's just put it that way.
I don't need to know every nook and cranny. I don't want to.
Oh, come on.
I know the main crannies.
I think the
I know the
crannies
big. I knew the big nook.
the
And the
crannies
premier
that
nooks.
matter.
Yes, the crannies that count. I'm
The crannies that
cautious. I'm cautious of the crannies that count.
Make every cranny count.
No,
So then after college, were you
yeah.
like, I still want to act, or were you like, I'm over this shit?
No, I was like, well, in college for where we had to have an internship. So I was working for the
Mhm.
Clinton Global Foundation, and I was gonna
Oh my
like
God,
go
cool.
into I was like wanted to work for the UN. Like I was gonna go.
We could use your help. We
You
could use your
know,
help.
honestly, in hindsight, I'm like, being a clown might not have been the route to take. No, but and then after college, I just didn't want to go straight into like a master's program. I was like, I'm so
Yeah.
exhausted. So I moved back to
Yeah.
LA to my parents' house, and
Oh, so they fully moved. They
Yeah.
were like, we love it
they
here.
stayed. Yeah, they were like, now they can't imagine moving back. But I
Mm.
was like, couldn't get a job for I don't know 2 years, and then in 2020 the pandemic hits, as we all know. Do you remember that? And I was like, it was getting to the like September, October, and like I was
Yeah.
like, if I don't get a job in the business, like in the industry by the time 2021 rolls around, like, bitch, you got to go back to school. You got to figure something out. Like, and then I got hacks in November of 2020.
Amazing. What a
Yeah.
So
dream.
that's what brought me like back. I didn't work for years, and like my dad did not let me forget it.
Oh,
He was like,
It's sweet of
so
him.
what the
that's
fuck?
sweet.
He was like,
Yeah.
and what the fuck are you
that's why
doing?
Oh,
That's
he
why
didn't
he
have to do
wears,
that.
like, when people wear rubber bands on their wrists to like remind them of things, he wears his rubber band on his finger to remind him to remind you that you didn't work
Yeah,
that you
like
didn't work for 2 years.
he works like and my parents are just very kind of like blue collar, like they've worked their whole lives. They're not like, they didn't get their liberal arts degree like I did,
Right.
in a certain way.
Yeah.
So they're very like work oriented. And yeah, my dad was just like, you've run out of money. So
Yeah.
if
Do they celebrate gay culture?
yes. I mean, I think that my mom more so than ever, like when we moved out to LA to do Ugly Betty, I mean, so many people, I mean,
Right.
everyone's gay. Then we moved
Because
to
also
New
that role
York.
that role was so queer coded.
That's right. I mean, and like
Yeah.
when I came out early, like I came out when I was 15.
Wow.
So like, I mean, also because I was playing a gay character, like it just,
Yeah.
and when I talked to my parents about it, because when I came out, I was like, I don't want to talk about it. I just am what I am, like whatever. I don't want to talk about it. And then when I was like 19, I was like, yo, what was the tea? Like, when did you guys know?
Yeah.
And my mom was like, Mark, we knew when you were
Yeah.
like 5 years old.
Oh,
Like it
so
was just
cute.
never like it was never a question in our family whether or not I was gay. I think that it was less about homophobia than how to like be an ally, if that makes sense. Like if
Yeah.
you're not accustomed to queer culture, how do you know how to move through that, especially when it's like your son or like your family member or something. But I never have felt that my family my family that I still consider to be my family, or homophobic. But there were,
Yeah.
there are a few outliers. But
Of course.
Do you have
That's
siblings?
I
there's
don't.
spice of life. Homophobic
Only.
outliers in the family are the spice of life.
Yeah, I mean, and like, he's not even my blood relative, so who cares?
So take
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So take
Uncle by
that.
marriage.
Bye.
Bye,
You,
honey.
and you don't have siblings, you just
I
said?
don't.
He's an only.
And
I
only.
don't. I don't know if they could have handled someone else.
When did you have your first like boyfriends?
I didn't have a boyfriend, but this is a fun story. I lost my virginity to one of my co-star, like one of the guest stars on Ugly Betty that
Oh
I
my
was
God.
working with.
Oh my
And
God.
Oh
How
my
that was like
God.
that like my character had a crush on.
Oh,
Oh my God.
easiest role you ever played.
Yup. Yup.
How did it happen?
He was
You
also
just
dating Taylor Momsen of Gossip Girl at the time.
Stop.
Oh my God.
That is
Was he a bi
juicy
king?
couture.
Was he
A true Seek Treatment exclusive.
That is really juicy.
Oh my God. So you were the other woman.
I was, in fact.
Good Taylor Momsen.
I mean, I'm sure she knew what she was doing better than I.
She knew every nook.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It depends if she's a Cancer. Did she know every nook and cranny?
I don't know.
Was she
but
cranny conscious?
I don't know, but this is when she had like her full like
Is-
breakdown.
We're the
TMZ
only-
asks, is Taylor
Momsen
cranny conscious?
Only that guy can know.
Just Jared exclusive.
Oh my God.
Okay, so who are you now? You're this engaged
You're an
person.
engaged
I'm an
30-year-old superstar actor.
I'm an
You live in West
engaged
Hollywood of Pink
person.
Pony Club fame.
Um,
You live in West Hollywood from the song Pink
Pink
Pony Club.
Pat, please don't patronize me. Don't do that to me.
I'm going to keep on dancing.
I will. First of all, I will never be attending the Pink Pony Club because that's where you get roofied and get your phone stolen.
Oh, is
Aw.
it? Don't threaten me with a good time.
Girl, no.
Been
It's
there,
a
done
big. It's a
that.
big NO for me.
I didn't know it was real. How funny is
It's
that?
the Abbey.
Oh, the Abbey. Oh, I only went there one time.
That is where
You get roofied and get
Raquel.
your phone stolen.
Yes.
that's where
You know,
Raquel was dancing. with
I went to
Sandoval.
I went to the Abbey one time with only Jen Statsky, a duo trip to the Abbey.
Which
Isn't that so
also,
funny?
by the way, sounds like Jen's worst nightmare.
It was hell.
Some way.
It was hell.
I just can't imagine Jen in the Abbey having
It
a
was
blast.
it was a party for the launch of Cher's Gelato.
Stop. Share Lotto. It's really, she's
Lotto.
reaching with that.
You know,
Gel.
let
From
her
gel
have
to
it.
share.
Let her have it.
Cat Lotto.
Let her have it.
Let them. That's
Okay,
beautiful.
so you're not a goer outer, or you just don't go to the Abbey?
I just don't I don't really feel like I go out as much as I used to. I think that there
Yeah.
are because some of my friends are DJs. I'm this upcoming weekend or 2 weekends from now, I'm hosting my friend Alex Chapman's party, gag.
Oh my God.
Guess what? We love him.
And we would love to,
And we'd love to come.
and we would love to be there. Thank you for the
Please, I
invitation.
have 10 list spots. You want to come?
Where is it?
Probably.
It's at
Where
the
is it?
Avalon.
I don't know what anything is.
Is that in LA?
It's on
I've never been
Vine.
out.
Yeah, it's on Hollywood
These are
and
things
Vine.
These are things
Totally.
I've never done. Been out, had fun, go to a party, met anyone, learned who someone was.
I mean, I
I've
like
seen you
going out with
I've
my
seen you at a
college-
party making out. I've seen you making out at a party, Pat.
What party did I make out at?
You made a hat one. You made
know
out
what,
at
Pat?
$3
You
bill.
better come to gag, and then you can. There'll be plenty of people to make out with.
I want to gag.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Do you ever, Mark? Let me say this party to you, and I want your honest to God. Just I'm gonna say the party. You say you do a reaction to it.
Okay.
Hot dog.
I've only been once. Ambivalent. Not really. It doesn't matter to me.
What about this? Hamburger. I
I
close my
just-
computer. I leave. I stop podcasting forever.
If by party hamburger you mean there's an In-N-Out truck outside anywhere, I'm going.
Yeah, I don't know about hot dog. It's sometimes I'm like, should I be on a hot dog? I live right
What's hot
nearby.
dog?
It's this party
Just like
at
a
El
gay
Cid,
party.
but there's this line outside of it that
No.
to me
And by
it
the way,
looks like a line of lost souls waiting to get into hell or heaven. It looks for a line of souls about to be told where they're going for the afterlife.
I'm not waiting in a line.
Yeah,
Me
exactly.
neither.
That's not.
These are the things I'm done with.
That's not
I'm
happening.
done with this. I'm done with falling down. I'm never falling down again.
That's right.
I'm never being in a situation where I might fall down. I'm done with waiting in any line.
That's right.
I'm done with sitting on a bench or bar where there's one person on either side of me and trying to have a 3-person conversation where I'm in the middle and I have to keep turning back and forth and leaning back so they can connect.
Stop.
I am
stop.
done with that. That's not going to happen anymore. Not in my late 30s.
No, but you should come to gag because
Okay.
guess what? There's not going to be a line because you're listed, darling, with one of the hosts.
Finally.
Let's
When
go.
is gag? When is gag?
April. Hold on, let me just check my calendar.
Now here's something. My
April
horoscope said something
3rd.
for my April 3rd.
That's a Thursday.
Okay, I'm free.
So it's
I'm very much free.
okay. Let's hit it.
There's something on April. Oh wait, that's the one day I have something on my calendar.
What are you doing?
I have a friend's birthday dinner.
Okay, well then come after.
Okay, yeah.
It starts at
Bruh.
11, girl.
Okay.
And Mark, who do you want to be? What's your dream? Or have your dreams already come true?
I think a lot of my dreams have come true. I think that I didn't know that I was this invested in falling in love. I was kind of for a while the asexual friend vibe.
Really?
Yeah, I would just I mean, sure, you have casual sex here and there and whatever, but I just
Yeah.
didn't know that I was this invested in having a husband.
Yes.
And who I want to be, I mean, David speaks French, and I think that we want to move. We want to move to the French countryside, and I want to garden.
Oh, fiance.
David Sedaris.
I want to move to the French countryside and have a tennis court and have a vegetable
Oh.
garden
'Cause
and
I'm
have
doing it for the thrill of it. Yeah.
and
you
have
can be the
two little
class
and have
clown.
one kid, and that we just wiggle and we can go wherever
Yeah.
we want to go.
That
one
sounds
kid.
heaven.
And who I
Yeah,
want to
one
be
kid
is
is
also
doable.
rich. Just yeah.
Of course. Of
totally.
course. Who wouldn't?
Totally. I can't tell if I want one kid. Probably not.
You'd be so
David
good
wants
at
it. David will be a better father than I will. That's for sure.
How did you know when you knew? How did you know when you knew? And is it true that when you know, you know?
It is true when you know, you know.
It
David
kind
and
of
I,
makes me laugh.
David and I got engaged after dating for a month and a half.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
you're
did-
not.
Didn't want to drop
Mark,
the
you didn't
mic
say
on
that
I know.
part.
Yeah.
I didn't
That's
want to blow it up.
So
amazing.
it is truly like it is a when you know situation. Like it was.
Oh my
yeah,
I was
God,
just
you
like,
buried the lead.
I've dated.
It's Luann de Lesseps.
I have dated boys. It is not Tom. It is
No,
not
it's not Tom, but it could be Alex.
It-
It could be Alex. She has never gotten engaged from after knowing someone for more than 3 weeks. That is a Luann de Lesseps trivia fact.
And like it was, yes. I mean, I surely didn't believe that when you know. I think that if I was on the other side of like me talking about my relationship, if it was one of my friends, I'd be like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're insane. But then everyone meets him and they're like,
Yeah.
he's batting
Wow.
he's batting 100 right now. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
so it's like everyone likes him. And that also, because here's the thing, the deal breaker for me is less than like how short of a time it takes you to fall in love than it is if you don't get along with my friends and my friends have
Yeah.
red flags about you coming out of the gate, then we're having a big problem. Then we're returning the
I'm-
rings and we're going to just like
Yeah.
make, we're going to keep it. But we're not getting married
I-
for a while. Like we don't want to get
I'm
married
bad
till like
about that.
2027. So we have like a
Yeah.
whole.
Where is he from?
He's from Richmond, Virginia.
Cute.
I'm jealous of people that they're like, if my friends don't like you, you're done. So I'm like, I don't care if my friends like the person
Shut
I'm trying
up.
to
See,
fuck. Like,
see, Pat, that is like the reddest
don't-
flag of all time.
I don't care at all.
Pat,
No,
shut
see,
up.
you're more Luann than I am.
Oh my God, if I don't like them, you don't care. That's horrible.
I don't care if my friends don't like someone. I don't know why. I should. I really should.
Pat, you should
Oh my
definitely
God.
look at the people that I don't know you better.
Know you better
Yup.
than I can.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyways, now I'm excited because guess what? My horoscope this morning said someone from my past would be reaching out to me today.
That you shouldn't
Which
be
is-
excited about that. The
Well, it's
past.
so-
I
look
hope
at me.
it's
Look
not
at
the
me.
person that you're
No.
talking
I
about.
know.
No.
And guess
no.
what?
It's not-
You
it's not-
have-
I'm not. That person's not even my past.
Boys?
That's like
Ready for this? You have eyes on the front of your head for a reason, because you're not supposed to
Totally.
look back.
But don't you think it's interesting that a horoscope would give such a you don't even know why. I didn't say I'm looking forward to it because someone's reaching out. I'm looking forward to it because it's the first time a horoscope has ever given me a concrete thing that will happen to me today. And so if it doesn't happen or if it does happen, I will know by the end of today, one way or the other, if astrology is real.
If
Yeah, I
that
was just gonna
astrologist-
say, I
if
was
that
like, will you lose
astrologist-
hope in astrology and horoscopes if it doesn't
course.
happen today?
Of course.
And where did that horoscope come from, might I ask?
the K-Star app?
Oh. Okay.
Whatever.
Whatever.
They crowdsource from the wisest minds in astrology.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Anyway.
But it could be anyone. But they say I don't have to. They say, but CoStar says I don't have to pick up where I left off. I can. What did they say exactly?
That's awesome.
Here, I had 11
I
likes on
deleted
Hinge.
CoStar. I don't use it anymore. It was too
Pat,
like.
I want to go in the. Is there an after show on this program? I want to do.
I know. Well, we have to catch up.
we
I'll tell
need
you
we need
everything.
after sun.
Mm-hmm.
We yeah.
We can
someone-
unpack.
Okay, someone from your past will reach out. They've been meaning to for a while. It doesn't have to pick up where I left off.
I guarantee,
you know the
like,
best way.
I guarantee someone who you used to like coach an improv wants something from you.
Totally. They all do.
Yeah,
Who
we're already like
Oh,
saying like it's
God.
gonna be something romantic. Maybe it's gonna be like
yeah.
Guess who I saw
Say.
in my sights?
Besides
who
Beyonce
can't-
and Jay-Z.
The person who was in my sights last night at the Egyptian Theater, 5 rows ahead of me, was an improv teacher that I used to have, who I, since age 25, have been
I know who you're
enthusiastically
talking
willing
about.
to
That
be
guy.
torn apart, ripped to shreds by this young man. And then he was seated 5 rows ahead of me at the Egyptian Theater.
What was happening there?
I spent and saw an old movie. I saw a Dean Hackman movie that was actually so bad. Night
Wow.
Moves.
That's so cute of you to do that.
Yeah, well, I'm doing the artist's way again, aren't
Oh,
I?
I should get back in there. What's that
I s-
improv teacher's name again?
Yeah, I want to say his name.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
oh god.
He's blonde.
Yeah, he's so hot.
All right.
He has a wife
enough.
and daughter.
See, like the
He has a
difference
wife
though
and
is that
daughter.
I appreciate like the artist way, and I like people that like prepare, but I I don't do anything like that.
Right. Well, I've
And
reached a
maybe it
spiritual creative.
shows on camera.
No, no, I've reached a spiritual creative bottom where I'm like, I'm not even seeking to, I'm not even necessarily seeking to have brilliant creative ideas, though that would of course be lovely, but I would like
Mm.
to have a firmer sense of identity.
Wait, Pat, can we? I don't know if we can say this, so maybe like cut this out. But can
Yeah.
we say about, without giving anything away, about how you wrote Damien like some of the greatest stuff this season?
Oh, is it good? Okay, I'm sure we could say that because this will come out nicely with the season 4 premiere. But yes, I wrote an episode that heavily features Mark this year for Hack
Amazing.
season 4, and he goes out on a town to a gay bar.
Oh
But
my
I'm excited.
God. How did you do that? Seeing as you've never been invited to a party or gone to a party or met anyone.
I had to Google what it's like.
Yeah.
I had to Google.
You asked
But I-
ChatGPT. Tell me what
it-
it's like to go to a gay party.
But it
I
was
did write it
so-
soon after me and Jen had been to the Abbey, and it was like it's just so interesting to go out.
It
in
was
West
so
Hollywood.
much fun though. Like it was also like, of course, because when they told me like the episode and they were like, you're gonna be like, it's gonna be like a Damien kind of episode, whatever. And I was like, that's so awesome. Like, love that. You know, because a lot of times, you know, I come in and I say my little wiggle and then I leave, and that's and that makes sense for the story. But then when I read the script that Pat wrote, and I was like, of course, the Damien heavy episode is the one that Pat Regan wrote.
But does it make sense? And does it make sense because like that I did feel actually stressed. Because I was like this observation I have about gay men in West Hollywood right now that I'm like, I don't know if this is real or this is in my head.
It is real.
Is it true?
Well,
okay.
also, like, I think that the cringier, the better, because gay men in West Hollywood are cringy. Like, I mean, and they know it, and they're leaning in, and that's okay.
Yes.
I
you
just don't
you strike-
participate.
Yes, and you strike me more sensibility-wise as almost an East Side gay.
I know that, but I also find the East Side gays to be insufferable as well.
Them. I hate them too.
See, I'm in the West Hollywood where it's like we're right in the like there's just all Russians. I'm not at like Rainbow Crosswalk, but I'm not like all the way down at the Target. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in a good spot.
You know, I'm moving.
Where are you going?
I'm in Silver Lake. I'm excited, but I'm overwhelmed.
How did you decide to move?
Oh, I've been casually looking at spaces, and I was like, if the perfect space comes up, I would.
It looks really nice.
I would apply, and it came up. I applied. I didn't really think I would get it. I do. It's a little bit more expensive. I'm just like, I know, but I want to like really decorate it. I want to really make it a home.
Yeah,
that's
and I know if I don't do it straight away, then like,
oh
then
yeah,
I'll never do it.
Listen.
So it's like, I also know I'll have to spend a bit of money. Like, I'm just like, I just live in such constant financial fear that I'm always like, but what if I run out of money?
There
and
are
then
things that have been sitting.
live?
There are things that have been sitting on the floor, like the things that you see behind you. That's Renee.
Mhm.
That's Lillian. Not to painting that my friend Chris made me. Those 3 things, I knew that I wanted them there. They were sitting on the floor for a year and a half until David came in and was like, "Do you want them to hang here?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And
Everyone
then
needs a
David did it. No,
I
I'm
know.
serious. Everyone really
David
does
did
need a
it.
David. He's just
Someone recently hung a bunch of paintings for me, and I will say, watching them do it, it was like, oh, this is so easy. I could have done this a long time ago.
there's a level involved, and
it's
there's
tricky.
I
There's
know.
beams.
Well, people make them
there's
look easy.
studs
People make it look
and
easy.
whatever the fuck that means.
Stud finder.
No.
Save it for the Pink Pony Club. All right, y'all. Let me ask you this. Does anyone have a crush of the week?
I do, because you know what? I also saw on Saturday nights,
Crush of the week. Wait, hold on. There
another
is
old
one.
movie. I saw The Apartment from 1960 with Shirley MacLaine,
Mm-hmm.
and she was so good. And I'd never seen her really like at that stage of her career, and just she was my crush of the week.
I saw that movie on the Tinder date once.
Really?
Imagine that.
I'm gonna go with Portia Williams from The Real Housewives of Atlanta as my crush of the week.
Oh, how is
because
she doing
Amazing.
back? How is she
she
doing
comes
back?
in and calls someone a slithering hoe.
Oh, good.
And I
She's so
said,
funny. I think she's the funniest.
and I said, I'm
She's the
back.
funniest. Yeah,
I said, I
I
feel
love
her.
her.
I was like, I was like, this is sparking joy for me.
Yeah, is it good this year? I saw something that it
It
had like
is.
the lowest ratings ever.
It
There's a lot of new
There's
girls.
a lot of new girls, but I think the new girls, listen, you gotta give them a chance.
You have to give them a chance.
I mean,
know
and
it's just
Kenya,
hard. It's just hard when there's a lot at once.
Kenya's still there as a friend of.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Oh, yeah. And I love Portia and Portia's a friend of, or is she
no,
mean?
Portia is holding a peach, honey.
I see.
And Cynthia's
Um,
back.
I thought Cynthia's holding a peach as well.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's like because Atlanta does have this thing where it's like they have a golden age, and like when there's a golden age of a city, it's really hard.
Well,
to
look at
move
what
forward
happened to
with
the
new
Real
girls.
Housewives of New York.
Yeah.
I know. I will never watch that again.
Jenna
No.
Lyons might be a legend in the fashion world, but she surely isn't a legend of reality television.
I know, but I really liked her in her first season. I honestly
Really?
didn't watch
She
much
said
of the
4
season,
words, Pat.
but I thought it was fun.
She drove.
I don't
She
even
I
said
like
four
seeing her
words.
apartment.
She said 4 words, showed her shoe closet, and bought a Bentley. That's not.
Yeah, but I don't ask you to scream unless I just need you to be real. And I did get the sense that I was getting to know a real human, and I'm happy for you to slow play it. I would like it feels more genuine to me in any case. But
No,
I don't
I like the screaming.
I can get there with anyone with the screaming.
That's
but
why
I
New
don't want it to
Jersey is
feel-
my. That's why New Jersey is my franchise.
I love New Jersey.
Also, like
I
never
love
watched
I
New Jersey.
grew up like very close to New Jersey, so I'm
in
like,
the Liberty Bell.
well, the
Yeah.
Liberty
Wait.
Bell is close to New Jersey, and I
Yeah.
do feel
Did you
that.
see Dolores's? Do you see Dolores's St. Patrick's Day post?
Yes, of course I did.
It's making me laugh so hard. I
Wait,
share it
oh
right
my God,
now.
I have a great story about Dolores
It's
because
so
I was
funny.
on Watch What Happens Live with her, and
Oh wait, sorry.
no,
That's the music of it. That's the music of it. I'm gonna share my story.
I was on Watch What Happens Live with her, and I was just like, because she's my favorite housewife of all time. Like, I think that the phrase "welcome back, scumbag" is one of the greatest things that's
Yeah.
ever been uttered on that show. And when the LA fires happened, tragically, one of the first messages that I received was from Dolores Catania saying, she calls me her Mark Anthony, because Mark Anthony.
Aww.
Anthony is my middle name. I mean, Mark Anthony Indelicato. It can't get more cliche Italian. But she was like, if you need to go anywhere, you should leave Los Angeles and just come to New Jersey. Stay with me and Paulie. And I was like,
Oh my god.
I was like,
Oh
now
my God.
that's a ride or die type of bitch.
yeah.
And I just needed to mention that. Hi, Dolores.
I love
That's
her so much. She's
amazing.
one of my favorites of all times. I love her freak out at Margaret this year.
Yeah.
Was so
When
unbelievable.
she called her a con
was-
and like with just out of nowhere, like she just went
Out of
so
absolutely
haywire.
nowhere.
She
It
is
was so crazy.
She is amazing.
Okay. Do y'all have crushes? Do you say your crushes of the week?
My crush of the week. Well, because I just watched season 2 of Beverly Hills, watching Camille Grammer change from season 1 to 2 was unbelievable.
Yeah, a
And
victory lap.
Season 2, I loved her. I loved her so much.
Yeah, it doesn't quite last, but
But now
Oh,
we
she's
said it.
not even on the show.
yeah. Now we said it.
But now we
Yeah.
said
we don't
it.
say
Yeah.
it. We broke your jaw. But
Yeah,
now
that-
we said it.
that was
he
crazy.
hits you.
Yeah.
That was crazy, you guys. Oh my God.
If you can't
But
be
my
my
other-
friend, just please don't be my
Please
enemy.
don't be my enemy.
Girl.
She's wow, poor
Do you
woman.
feel hot today?
No, I am so sorry that I'm like literally leaking from my face, you guys. I'm so
I don't
sorry.
feel
No, it's okay
particularly
to
hot
leave.
today.
I couldn't feel less hot. Like it's like allergies plus cold. I'm itchy. It's horrible. Do you feel
I don't
hot?
feel hot.
I don't
no,
feel
I
hot.
don't.
I don't
I
feel
don't feel
hot.
hot. I'm gonna get a haircut.
I feel temperature hot, if I'm honest.
Is it warm in LA?
Is it?
No,
I
it's
haven't
just
been
warm
really
in
out
my
yet.
apartment.
That's the worst feeling.
David, come fix it.
No,
Yeah, I
literally,
know.
I'm like, or just like open a window, Mark. I don't know.
No, Mark, that's too hard.
It's too much. It's too much. I'm sickly.
Okay, and Are you mad at me? Is anyone here upset with me?
Well,
and
I'm a
angry?
little mad that you said you don't care if your friends like the person you end up with.
Yeah, I'm gonna co-sign that.
I don't think it's right. I'm just like,
Let's just think about
when
that.
I'm like trying to hook up with someone and my friend's like, he's gross. I'm like, I don't care.
Okay, hook up, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Hook
I don't
up,
know.
But
Yeah,
whenever
no.
you decide to partner next, I'd
And
love
I'm
to
not
meet.
even saying like about looks, because that if your friend is like going off of like someone that you're dating and calling them like gross in that way, then in that context, then like no, fuck you.
Yeah,
But like
but if
I'm
I- if
talking about red flags personality wise, the way they
Yeah.
treat you, if you're in some kind
I
of
know.
pink cloud bullshit, you know what I mean?
Yes, but if I like someone and they're annoying to my friends, I don't care about that.
How do you hang out with your friends and that person then?
Well, he
I don't
won't.
know.
All right. Are you guys mad at me that I was blowing my nose like a disgusting,
Not at
slithering
all.
hoe?
No, because
the whole-
it's resonating with me.
Okay, I'm so glad to connect with you.
It's resonating with me. This is the
I hope
first
to
thing
one
that
day
we
meet you in
connect
real
on,
life.
Catherine.
I hope to one day come back to LA soon, but I don't know when. I got to figure
I
that out.
know. We have to figure it all out.
We will. But no,
I
I'm not
think
mad at
we
you guys.
I'm not mad at
Mark, thank
y'all.
you for coming on. Thank you for opening your heart and soul with us on Seek Treatment.
Oh
And
my
see
gosh.
Mark in season 4 of Hacks,
And
April
watch season
10th.
4 of Hacks.
I
If
love
it
you
has
guys.
not, if it's not
This is
April
so
10th left,
fun.
if it's not April 10th yet, where you are.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right, with a heartbreak, it don't
break even.
Treatment. If you're boring as fuck, seek treatment. If you're unlucky in love, seek treatment. If you just can't take a hint, well, seek treatment. With Kat and Pat.
That was a Headgum podcast.